Hi guys, so in this little video we are going to have a chat about our standard operating procedures for the sonning and the river room. And if you've never worked in hospitality before, or you may well have worked in hospitality before, standard operating procedures simply means that this is the way that we do it at the mill. This is the way that when you perform these tasks for us, we would like you to carry it out. So before we go into the specifics of how we want you to run your stations at the mill, I just want to have a brief chat about teamwork. Hospitality is an industry whereby we can't do anything as an individual. We need the help of everybody else that's around us. We all basically share the same goal, which is to make sure that everybody at the mill leaves with smiles on their faces and some full tummies. And we as individuals have got the right to make sure that our workplace is a safe and secure one. So whilst hospitality can sometimes be a stressful industry, we never speak to anybody in a disrespectful or rude way. So now we're going to move on to the other two things on that diagram that you can have a look at there, which is the roles and the support and how those things make our lives easier. So the third thing we need to talk about when it comes to great teamwork is the clear definition of roles and the ownership of tables. So when you first arrive in the restaurant, the managers will give you a station allocation. And in this example, we can see that on station SR1, Adam and Sally have been assigned, and they are looking after tables 1 to 9. When you get on your station, the first thing we want you to do is to then split those tables up into two individual sections. So as you can see here, Adam in red has got tables 1, 2, 3 and 4. Sally in blue has got tables 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. These are now their individual sections, and they will be responsible for everything that happens on those tables throughout the course of the service. So now we know what everybody's doing, we can now start to think about supporting each other. As we can see here, we're 40 minutes into service. Adam's tables 1, 2, 3 and 4 are all under control. All of his guests are happy and there are no jobs that he needs to do. So now he can cast his attention a little bit wider and start thinking about the station that he shares with Sally, who's got one more table than him. So he can now ask whether or not on tables 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9 there are any tasks that Adam can perform for Sally that would help her achieve her goal of making sure that all of her guests are as happy as Adam's are. But support doesn't just end at your station. Don't forget you're part of a much bigger team. If you do find yourself in a situation where every table in your section is under control, every table with your buddy on your station is under control, that's the time we need to start thinking about helping the rest of the team. There's always going to be something to do in the restaurant. So if you do find yourself in that situation, the last thing that we want you to do is to stand on your stations and wait for something to present itself for you to do in your section or station. We'd like one of you to stay there to keep an eye on everybody's tables, and then the other can move around the floor, checking in with your team members to see whether or not they need any other support. Particularly towards the end of service, there's always something that could be done, whether it's clearing or restocking your own station, helping in those other sections, generally clearing tables, or even helping the team behind the bar with polishing some glasses. There's no excuse not to be doing anything. And the other positive thing about this is that staff in motion in restaurants promotes the confidence in our guests that the restaurant is being well run and things are actually happening around them. If you're stood doing nothing, they'll then be more frustrated, particularly if they're waiting for something. So there we have it, everybody. The 4 key elements that we require for great teamwork, along with the roles and responsibilities and standard operating procedures that we expect from you waiting on stations or sections at the mill. If you've got any questions, you've got a fantastic management team. Ask any of them anything that you need. And if you need any support working your way through any of this, then by all means, just ask us.